Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Beyond World is One. I'm Shivan Janna. This is Speed News. Let's start. Russia's Deputy UN Ambassador Dmitry Polyansky warned that reducing US support for Ukraine would be catastrophic for the Ukrainian army. He made these remarks during a UN Security Council meeting where he also accused Ukraine of attempting to draw NATO countries into direct conflict with Russia. The Russian diplomat criticized the outgoing Biden administration for increasing support to Ukraine, claiming it would create chaos in Russia and with the incoming Trump administration. Ukraine's energy minister has said that Russia has launched a massive assault on Ukraine's power infrastructure, prompting a nationwide air raid alert as incoming missiles threaten the country's energy system. He said that the national power grids operator has introduced urgent power cuts as part of an emergency. Donald Trump's cabinet and administration picks have been targeted with bomb threats and swatting incidents. According to spokesperson Carolyn Levitt, the threats were made on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, prompting law enforcement to take swift action to ensure the safety of those targeted. Mark Zuckerberg joined Donald Trump for dinner at Mar-a-Lago on Wednesday, marking a significant step in mending their strained relationship. An advisor to Trump revealed that Zuckerberg expressed his desire to support the national renewal of America. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has blasted the latest U.S. sanctions against 21 top Venezuelan officials as ridiculous. In response to the sanctions, Maduro announced the creation of a new honor to recognize the officials' work. This move comes during the 104th anniversary celebration of the Bolivarian military aviation at the Maracay Air Base. Relatives of protesters detained during Venezuela's post-election crackdown held a vigil at the Bolivarian National Intelligence Service headquarters, seeking justice for their loved ones. The crackdown followed Venezuela's disputed July presidential election, which saw President Nicolas Maduro declared the winner despite allegations of irregularities.
En nuestros sueños.
Taiwan's military deployed aircraft, ships and air defense missile systems in a drill on Thursday as its defense ministry reported the detection of 2 Chinese balloons near the island. The ministry said that in addition, 13 Chinese military aircraft and 7 Navy vessels were spotted around Taiwan in the past 24 hours. Philippines Vice President Sara Duterte has played down the criminal complaints, allegations and potential lawsuits that had been made against her. This comes after Philippine police officials filed criminal complaints against Duterte and her security staff for allegedly assaulting authorities and disobeying orders in a recent altercation in the lower house of Congress.
Saan po kayo mas comfortable? Nanalo?
A fresh investigation has been initiated by British police into several individuals linked to the late Egyptian billionaire Mohammed Al Fayed, who faced accusations of sexual abuse and rape. He's also the father of Dodi Al Fayed, who died in the car crash along with Princess Diana. The probe focuses on the role of these individuals in facilitating the alleged offences. London's Metropolitan Police Commander has said that 90 victims have reached out to the force over the past 2 months.
Let me hold this one. Further forward.
In India, the National Investigation Agency is conducting raids at 22 locations across 6 states as part of a major crackdown on human trafficking. The operation aims to dismantle a nationwide human trafficking network targeting suspects involved in organized trafficking for forced labor. The raids, which began early morning, were coordinated with local police forces. The agency is also probing whether the network has links to cross-border syndicates. Polling stations in Namibia's capital, Windhoek, extended their hours as hundreds of voters waited in line to cast their ballots in the early hours of Thursday. This intense voter turnout comes as the ruling Southwest Africa People's Organization faced its toughest challenge in 34 years as the country held its general elections. Peruvian paleontologists have made a groundbreaking discovery, unveiling the 10-million-year-old fossil of a juvenile crocodile in Lima. This remarkable find marks the first time remains of a young member of this extinct species has been uncovered, offering scientists a unique opportunity to study the animal's evolution. Flash floods in Sri Lanka have claimed the lives of 4 children, with 4 others still missing as a powerful storm moves towards India. The floods have displaced over 250,000 people. Indian weather officials said there was a possibility that the deep depression over the southwest Bay of Bengal could develop into a cyclonic storm. Microsoft has refuted allegations that it uses data from its Microsoft 365 apps, such as Word and Excel, to train AI models. The controversy has emerged after users on social media highlighted a feature called Connected Experiences, which requires users to opt out. Some users have speculated this feature might be linked to AI training. In response, a Microsoft spokesperson clarified that the company does not use customer data from Microsoft 365 for training large language models. Despite Microsoft's reassurances, concerns about data privacy persist among users. TikTok is introducing new restrictions on beauty filters for users under 18 to address growing concerns about their impact on mental health. In the coming weeks, teens will no longer be able to use filters that enlarge eyes, plump lips, or alter skin tone. These changes target filters like bold glamour, which alter facial features in ways makeup can't replicate. However, filters with playful effects such as bunny ears or dog noses, won't be affected. TikTok is responding to widespread concerns that beauty filters, whether provided by TikTok or created by users, are pressuring teens to strive for unrealistic beauty standards. According to data from the Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center, India has reported $1.3 billion in cyber fraud losses during the first 9 months of 2024. Stock trading scams led the pack, causing nearly $550,000 in losses. The Citizen Financial Cyber Fraud Reporting and Management System revealed that nearly 1.2 million cyber fraud complaints were filed this year. Notably, 45% of these complaints came from Southeast Asian countries like Cambodia, Myanmar and Laos. The UK government plans to review its electric vehicle mandates after warnings from car makers about potential factory closures and job losses. The current rules introduced by the previous Conservative government require automakers to increase EV sales annually or face penalties. These mandates are part of the UK's broader effort to reach net zero emissions. However, with consumer demand for EVs lagging, the industry has raised alarms, urging immediate government action to protect jobs and maintain the UK status as a manufacturing hub. Asian shares were subdued, with the Asia Pacific Index slightly down and Japan's Nikkei up 0.46%. US inflation data showed progress on lowering prices had stalled despite resilient consumer spending in October. This raised uncertainty about the Federal Reserve's 2024 policy, narrowing room for interest rate cuts amid inflation above the 2% target. Markets are cautious, anticipating a potential tariff war under President-elect Donald Trump. While a December rate cut is widely expected, the Fed remains divided on further reductions. Thin trading is expected due to the US Thanksgiving holiday. South Korea's central bank on Thursday lowered its key policy rate for the second straight month and said the country's economy will grow at a slower pace than it initially anticipated. The Bank of Korea cut its benchmark interest rate by a quarter percentage point to 3%. The bank lowered its outlook for the country's economic growth for 2024 and 2025. It was the second straight month that the bank took steps to lower borrowing costs and expand money supply. Despite the lingering effects of high inflation and alarming levels of household debt, as concerns grow about a faltering economy, the bank presented its first rate cut in May 2020 when the economy was grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic. Oil prices dipped slightly, with Brent crude at $72.79 per barrel. The decline followed an unexpected 3.3 million barrel rise in US gasoline stocks, countering expectations of a draw ahead of Thanksgiving travel. Slowing fuel demand in the US and China continues to pressure prices despite OPEC supply cuts. OPEC members are debating a further delay to planned output hikes for early 2025, with a meeting scheduled for Sunday. Meanwhile, a ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah eased West Asia supply concerns, though market uncertainty remains. Analysts warn oil prices are undervalued, citing potential risks to Iranian supply under US President-elect Donald Trump. Shares of Japanese semiconductor companies surged after reports indicated that US may impose lighter than expected restrictions on chip equipment and AI memory semiconductor sales to China. Tokyo Electron rose 10%, its biggest gain since August, while Kokusai Electric soared 23% after firms also saw notable gains. The Biden administration plans to blacklist fewer suppliers to Huawei. Analysts warn the rally might be short-lived as policy direction could shift under the incoming Trump administration in January. Gukesh has finally lived up to the billing of being the favourite for the World Chess Championship. The 18-year-old claimed victory in the third game against reigning champion Ding Liren in Singapore. With this win, Gukesh has levelled the 14-match series at 1.5 points each. Liren lost the third game on time. The Chinese had begun his title defence by winning the first game. The second game of the series ended in a draw. With the result of Game 3, both players head into the first rest day with an equal score. Gukesh is the youngest player in history to challenge for the World Championship.